So in this video, I'm going to show you how to start drawing some simple things with shapes with Adobe Illustrator. In our last assignment, we did a robot. Now we're going to learn how to do a little bit more complex things. We're going to start off a little easier though and just do this Pokéball here. And then once you kind of get the hang of that, maybe you can do this character and then work your way up to this one. But we're going to start out just doing the Pokéball first. So I'm going to copy this one so I can make a new document. We can just close that one for now. So you're going to go to Create New and then go up to Web and click Common. And that's the size document we're going to have. You want to make sure that your workspace is set to Essentials. And these are the tabs that you're going to need open. The properties, you'll need the color, and these swatches. So those will be the windows that you need on the right hand: properties, color, and swatches. And let me go ahead and paste in the Pokéball that I drew and show you how you can combine shapes to make one yourself. So obviously the first thing that we'll need to draw is some circles. So we're going to go over here and click on the rectangle tool and pull open the menu till we get the ellipse tool. And once again, like you learned from the last lesson, if you just click and drag, you'll make an ellipse. If you're not holding the shift key, you can make an oval, but if you hold the shift key, it will keep it perfectly round. All right, now the last colors that I had used were white with a black outline. It might be different on your computer. I mean, it might already look something like that, but I think it's pretty easy to work with white and a black outline. So if you want to change the color, you can just go over here to swatches. This is my fill color white. This is my outline that's black, also called stroke. So if you wanted to click that, you can change the color here for the stroke or here for the fill. Okay, so I'm going to show you a tool over here called the Shape Builder tool, and this comes in really handy for drawing something like this. So what I need to do first, this is going to be the main outline for my Pokéball. I'm going to copy it, Control C, and paste, Control V. So the first part that I want to draw is this white bottom, okay? So I'm going to need to draw something to make this shape. So I have my circle copied. I'm going to make another copy of it, Control V again. So I have two copies of it. And I'm going to put this one on top of it. And then I'm going to make it bigger by going to the corner, holding the shift key, and dragging it to be a bigger circle. And you'll notice when you put this circle right on top of the other one, you can kind of start to see the shape that you need. You need this kind of a shape right here. That's what I'm getting right here. I'm going to make this circle just a teeny bit bigger though. And then I want to make sure that it's kind of lined up, centered. All right, so that looks pretty good. Now before I do anything, I want to make a copy of this so that when I do the red, I can get the same shape. So I'm going to select them both by, you can either click on one and then hold the shift key and click the other, or you can click on them by just dragging over both of them. I'm going to move this down here out of my way, and I'm going to make another copy. So Control C, Control V. And this time I'm going to pull this up so that I can get the shape for my red area. All right, and if I move this on top, if I click on this and go Object, Arrange, Bring to Front, then you can kind of see where this red area is going to be right there. Okay, so let's start using the shape builder tool. So I need to click on both of these shapes. So you can either do this, drag and get them both selected, then come over here to the shape builder tool. Now see how it has a plus on it? That means you want to, if I drag this over both, it would combine them. I want to subtract everything because what I'm looking for is this bottom white shape. So what I want is that right there. Okay, so I'm going to press the Alt key. See how it comes to a minus? And if I click right here, it makes that part disappear. All right, and now I want to delete this part. So I'm going to click here. And when it turns gray, I know that's the area it's going to delete. And then I click there. Now you see I have the shape I need to make my white section. And then let's get the selection tool, and now let's go over here and make the red. So for the red, we need to get this section here. So I'm going to click on this and select both. Go to my shape builder tool. And this time I'm going to start up from the bottom. I'm going to hold the Alt key to get minus. I'm going to click here to remove that part of the shape. And then I'm going to come up here at the top. Make sure you click minus. If you have it on plus, it will combine them. So click minus with the Alt key and then click on that. Alright, so now I have the area that's going to be red. So let's start adding a little bit of color. This part right here needs to be black because it's going to be the black band in the center of the Pokeball. So let's go here and select black. And then let's fill these colors. This color right here, just select it with your selection tool and choose red. And this one's already white, so we can leave that. And now let's drag this up here. And we can delete that extra copy that was made. And then go over here and move that one right there. Alright, so now you'll notice that I kind of made mine so that the black area was a little bit smaller than the red and the white. So you can click on this black circle and then just go by the corner, hold the shift key, and just make it a little tiny bit smaller. Alright, so now we have a shape like that. Now I like to make mine have a thicker outline, so let's do that too. So click on the red shape, hold the shift key, and click on the white shape. Now they're both selected, and you can go over here where it says stroke, activate that, and then here on your properties panel, click and hold that arrow down and open up the sizes of the stroke. I'm going to pick 5. I think that looks pretty decent, maybe a little smaller. We'll go with 4. Okay, so now let's go in and add this part here. So we need to draw some more circles. So we're going to go over here to the Ellipse tool, click and drag a circle with the shift key held. Make sure you hold the shift key, otherwise you get an oval. Hold the shift key, and I guess about that big is good. And then we're going to go to fill, black, and then let's move that over here. That might be a tad big. You can just hold it by the corner and hold the shift key if you want to make it a little bit smaller. Alright, now let's get the white circle. So let's just take that circle that we already made and copy it and paste it. So if you do copy, Control C, and instead of doing a regular paste, Control V, if you come up here and go Edit, Paste in Place, it's going to put a copy of it right there. And then we can change this to white, so go Fill, White, and then let's make it smaller. So hold it by the corner and drag it down. You can use the arrow keys on your keyboard to move the circle around. Make it a little smaller. Alright, that's looking good. So one more circle. I can just go Edit, Paste in Place again, and get that same circle. And then hold the shift key and make an even smaller copy of it. And then we're going to fill this one with white. Alright, so we have a kind of flat Pokeball there. Now let's go ahead and do some of the highlights and shadows. And that's where you're going to use the shape builder tool again to make those. Alright, so let's start off making this highlight up here. So let's take our red section, Control C copy, Control V paste, and then let's make 2 copies of it. Do paste again, Control V. And what you want to do is think about what that shape looks like and how to make it out of 2 shapes. So if you take these 2 red copies and you kind of put them up there like this, you can see that that shape up here is the shape that you need to make this part. So go ahead and click on both of them. You can either hold the shift key or drag over both of them. Then let's get the shape builder tool. Once again, it's on plus. We want to hold the Alt key and go over here. Notice how there's a shape there. We want to delete that one. And then while it's still held in minus, we want to delete that. Now we have this shape here that we want. So go over and get your selection tool and click on it. And let's get rid of the black outline. So go up here and say stroke and say none. You can also do that right here. And then let's go to fill and we want to make that a lighter color red. So that color that I want isn't really available in these swatches. So if you want to make a custom color, you can just come up here, and I'm just going to pick a color that looks like a little bit lighter version of that red. Maybe something like that. I guess that's good enough. And then get your selection tool and then go over here and drop it right in that red area. Now what I like to do is make it a little bit smaller. So if you click on here and hold the shift key and drag it, you can make it a little bit smaller so that the outline is showing. There, that looks pretty good. I don't love that color, so I'm going to click on that and work on the color a little bit more. Yeah, I think that looks like a better highlight color. Alright, so I'm going to get my selection tool and click off of that. Now I'm going to make this little gray slice for the shadow down here, so I need to go to this shape and click copy, Control C, Control V, and then another copy of it, Control V again, and I'm going to move it on top so I can see that this little sliver here is going to be my shadow. And I'm going to click on both of them and then do the same thing. Get my shape builder tool, press Alt so that it's minus, and click on this shape and on this shape. Click all the shapes until they are removed so that you only have the slice that you want. Okay, and now once again I'm going to get my selection tool and I'm going to click on it and I'm going to say remove the stroke. So click on the stroke, press none, then click on the fill, and then there's already some grays down here in the swatches. So click on one of those grays and then you can move it. I'm going to do Control plus to zoom in, and I like to make, like I said before, make it a little smaller. So drag the corner while holding the shift key, and then you can make your shadow just be a little bit smaller than the outline so that it fits in the outline a little better. Alright, so the only thing left now is to draw these little highlights. So I'm going to get my Ellipse tool, click on that. I'm going to make this shape like this, an oval, and I'm going to fill it with white. So go fill, and then scroll up here and do white. Once again, you can also do it up there or even over here. There's lots of places you can edit the color. And then I'm going to zoom in again. If I hold my cursor over on the corner, notice how it gives me that round, arrow. Then I can just click and drag, and then I can just kind of make it at an angle. And then I'm going to drop it over here, and I'm going to make it smaller by clicking in the corner and holding the shift key. Make it a little smaller and rotate it again so that it's kind of at an angle. You can use the arrow keys to move it. And then I'm going to make one more little dot, little highlight there. So I'm going to just take that same one again and do copy, paste. I'm going to move it over here, hold the shift key and drag it on the corner to make it smaller. And then I'm going to rotate it too. Alright, and then zoom out, and there you have your first shapes that you've drawn by using the shape builder tool. So in the next video I'll show you how to do some more complicated ones, but this is a good one to start off with. Just make sure that you save this. So let's go ahead and do that. Go File, Save As, and depending on what assignment this is, I think it's going to be assignment 5. Type your name. And you can name it the title of what this is, since we're going to be making several different things for this assignment. So I'm going to name this one the Pokéball and say save. And then leave all that on default, say OK, and then put a copy of it in your Google Drive so that when you go and make your characters that you can copy the Pokéball and put it into your next piece of art.